uh, okay, I would say what my low is right now. It's just, I meant to get up earlier than when I did, but I didn't. I mean, I'm always under this constant worry that, like, because I'm heading up to, well, first I have some business to do in Corning, and then I'm heading up to Cuba Lake a little bit later, right? And I actually try making my apartment look nice, prior to going up to Cuba Lake. And I always seem to think, like, man, like, literally, like, I woke up, like, 2 minutes before my alarm went off. And I still stayed in bed for over an hour longer than what I did. And yes, for those of you wondering, it's just after, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning right now. Like, it's just after 6:45. And, I mean, granted, I did have a lot I've been up since like 5. Like, man, well, to be perfectly honest, I recently have been in a bad habit of, like, not getting my everything clean the night before, so I just do it on the morning. Yeah, I know it's a bad habit, but what can I do? It's a curse, I'm afraid. But, for the most part, everything's cleaned up, ready to go. All my stuff is packed up for the lake. Only going to be there for, like, one night, but, it's all I need. And judging on the sun shining right now, it should be a pretty good day. Although, starting tomorrow and for, like, the rest of the week onward, there's going to be, like, a 40% chance of rain. Which, yeah, I brought this up earlier. But considering, like, all next week, there's, again, going to be a 40% chance of rain. I'm really worried what the next weekend will hold. See, if you guys don't know, 4th of July weekend is next weekend. It's actually a week from, 4th of July is a week from tomorrow. Which I am legit excited for. I mean, regardless of the weather, pretty much every year we've had 4th of July, I've been surrounded or with family. And that's really not going to change. It's just, and yeah, 4th of July is going to be on a Sunday, so I don't really know if it's really going to be that worth it to celebrate it. Just simply because, like, again, it's Sunday and people have jobs the next day. So, I guess the 3rd, let's be honest, the 3rd is when people are really going to go all out if they have to do anything. Fireworks, a little bit of alcohol consumption, you name it, they're gonna do it. They're gonna celebrate America. Boom. It is America's birthday. I shouldn't downplay it like that. It really is an important day in American history. So with that out of the way, my high was, we got to see my dad a lot yesterday. That was really great. I had Rita's yesterday, of course, that was amazing. Though, I think, like, the icing on the cake was Chuck Conroy's back. Yes! He makes his triumphant return! He didn't really go anywhere, he just took a break after doing the finale of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and now he's doing post-game stuff. Which actually kind of brings up today's subject, but I'll get to that in a minute. And my act of kindness was, throughout the course of the day, I did some stuff for my grandma, which was very nice. I like doing that. I love my grandma, and she loves me. We love talking to her. I took her to the hairdresser. She always gets her hair done on Fridays. Yeah, it was very nice. Anyway, good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. So, regarding Checker Conroy's video yesterday, basically, like, if you have, like, this is like paid DLC. I'm never getting any of the Xenoblade Chronicles games, so it's just really interesting. Like, I'm still gonna watch Checker Conroy because he's still fun, and so it's nice learning about a game that I otherwise wouldn't know about. Anyway, if you get Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and you pay for the DLC, apparently there's one area where you, like, access a portal which activates, like, a cutscene in which the characters in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 meet the characters from Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It's a crossover, if you will. And, I mean, first of all, if you're a fan of those games, I'm sure you had to have been completely over the moon when you saw it happen. I get to see them fight. Like, not each other. I think it's like challenges you gotta do and stuff or whatever, but semantics. I mean, crossovers are just really cool. And I will admit, some of the greatest crossovers really are always the ones where, like, both sides are able to play off each other, like, really, really well. Like, I'll be honest though, for the life of me, I can't think of any good crossover that's happened. I mean, universal crossovers. I mean, when you talk about in-universe crossovers, like, say, for example, Darkwing Duck, and, like, in that one time he teamed up with, like Gizmo Duck and Morgan, I'm sorry, I can't remember all the characters' names, but, like, if they, like, let's say I was a superhero, and I ran into other superheroes in this universe. Like, crossovers like that, they're fine. But I can't think of, like, two different franchises. I mean, yeah, I'm sure DC and Marvel have crossed over a couple of times, although I barely ever hear about it. Although, let's be honest, actually, you know what? Nah, never mind. I was going to say, like, yeah, they do in the comics, but you never really see anything animated or anything. And here's the thing, I'm sure they probably could, but there's one major problem. And if you're a DC fan, and if you watch, like, any of the direct-to-video movies that they come out with, basically those stories from the comic, but they're animated, which is actually really cool. I think, honestly, I'd rather have it. Seriously, why do you think live action is going to be better? I mean, if it's animated, you can actually do more stuff with it. You actually get away with more things, Sorry, I'm itching my nose. Like, recently, DC came out with Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1, and they come out with Part 2 later in July. And I'll never forget something that the Blockbuster Buster once said, and I'll keep it G-rated, don't worry. Warner Brothers are well deep inside Batman's collective purse. Because literally ever since Batman the Animated Series, Batman has been, like, the number one thing they've promoted. Which is odd when you consider the fact that he's not even the highest grossing comic book of all time. Superman is. I mean, Batman is second, don't get me wrong. But ever since Batman the Animated Series, they have to feature Batman in something or everything or, whatever. And don't get me wrong, I love Batman. Everybody loves Batman. Batman is cool. I mean, by all accounts, he went from, and it's so simple, too. I can't believe I'm talking about Batman again after just a couple weeks ago. Like, by all accounts, Batman is, super duper rich. But well deep inside, he's just an average guy just like you and me. He's super duper rich. And he's able to afford to go train all over the world and stuff, whatever, become a crime fighter with a utility belt and stuff like that. I think that's really why Batman is so appealing. Wow, I can't believe I went from talking about Chuck Connor and crossovers to straight up Batman again. Hey, let's think about Batman, why not? But whenever Batman crosses over with several other superheroes in the DC universe, you'll notice that, it's usually only Superman and Wonder Woman. And there's actually a reason for that. Because if there's one thing that everyone can agree on, is that Batman is incredibly smart. Almost to the point where he is legitimately paranoid about everything. And while it may seem that way, I like to think of it as, and this is something I like to do as often as I can, plan one step ahead. And he does that brilliantly. And he's able to hang out with people like, Robin, Batgirl, Superman, Wonder Woman, because by all accounts, they're all very naive. I mean, again, Robin and, Batgirl, they're children, so, again, children, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not to say children can be smart. But comparatively to Batman, they are not very smart. And then you have Superman and Wonder Woman. An alien raised in Kansas, Smallville, and an Amazon who lived on an island isolated from the world for thousands of years. Therefore, they don't know a darn thing. That's why Batman is able to get away with so much. And I think that's one of the main appeals of why Batman is so appealing, I guess. I don't know. I mean, anyone ever said something? Yeah, I said that Warner Brothers is very deep within inside Batman, so I have to purse. But they don't just promote just Batman. I mean, the other problem is, all they promote is Batman. And they do the Justice League, but guess who's also in the Justice League? Batman. So, they cannot escape the Dark Knight. Well, then again, no one can escape the Dark Knight. He's vengeance. He is the Knight. He is Batman! Okay, fair. I actually had a roommate in college who actually tried to do something called reverse Batman, where he would talk in a Russian accent, and, we tried to do everything, the exact reverse, I am vengeance, I am the Knight, and, I am Batman, right? So, we're thinking what he would look like and what he would say, and we gave him a Russian accent just because. He'd be all white, which actually, bats can be albino, so it's not really that far off. I mean, technically, yes, there is a reverse Batman called Owlman, but we were trying to be funny here, so whatever. So anyway, he'd be dressed in all white, he'd have a Russian accent, and he'd go, I am reconciliation, I am the day, I am the reverse Batman. That was funny. I think I'm gonna make that. Shout out to my friend. I'm sure he's gonna, if he's ever watching, I'm sure it's gonna be funny. Although, originally, it was, I am petty vengeance. I am the day. I am reverse Batman. Although, honestly, reconciliation is the exact opposite of vengeance. See, vengeance is, to take revenge. Reconciliation is to forgive. I know this because I'm Catholic, and there is a sacrament called reconciliation. Basically, that's the one where if you watch a movie and you see a guy confess something to a priest, that's reconciliation. The priest is in a little box, he doesn't know who you are. I mean, if you go off enough, he'll be able to recognize, who you are. But, it's supposed to be completely private. You confess your sins and, give him the sign of the cross and, then you're forgiven. And, I will admit, I've been to confession a couple of times in my life, sure. Although, my father goes every week. And I don't even know, your father goes every week, he must do support. No, he does, he feels that he wants to do it just because he wants to, and that's fine. You support your own faith however you can. I'm just going to continue to go to church on weekends. That's what I do. And if I really feel like going to confession, sure, I will. I think the last time I went to confession was, You know, funny, I actually made a habit of going to confession every night before I ran the Wine Glass Marathon. So, I'm thinking 2017. Like fall of 2017 since I've been to confession. Actually, October of 2017 since I've been to confession. So, going almost 4 years now. I'll probably get back to doing it at some point. If I really feel I have to. But, regardless, whether you go to confession, watch some Batman-related stuff, watch some Sugar Kyler stuff, or play some Xenoblade Chronicles stuff. You should feel good when you're done. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social media, turn on notifications on YouTube. I'm very home in this video for all you guys who are watching Door for today. It will be a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Remember, if you guys want to talk to channel, I'm going to be here to lend you, and I'll always have your back. Take care, and make good choices. Have a nice Saturday.